Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are stopping by for the first time, my name is Piper. I film lifestyle and mommy related videos on my channel. Today's video is going to be an introduction to my diagnosis with type 1 diabetes, as well as a little bit of a backstory and introduction to my type 1 diabetic pregnancy series. I hope that this encourages you guys, informs you about type 1 diabetes, and hopefully it will provide more resources and information for you guys. But let's go ahead and get into this video. To start, for those of you who may or may not know what type 1 diabetes is, type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. What happens is your pancreas shuts down and no longer produces the hormone insulin. Insulin is what balances your blood sugars and compensates for your carbohydrates and sugars in your body. So essentially what that means is type 1 diabetics, such as myself, we don't have a functioning pancreas to create the hormone insulin. Therefore, we have to have insulin therapy. So I have insulin therapy to compensate for my pancreas that no longer functions. So that is the distinct difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. To understand the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes, it's very simple, at least for me. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease, which means my pancreas shut down. And it typically, type 1 diabetes occurs between the ages of 4 and 21. Type 2 diabetes is typically developed later on in life, and type 2 diabetes is the resistance to insulin, which means that your body is still producing insulin, but just not enough to compensate for the sugar and glucose in your body. So that is the difference between type 1 and type 2. Now that you know what type 1 diabetes is, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into a little bit of my diagnosis story and background with type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed in May of 2002. I was just shy of turning 5 years old. When I was admitted to the ER, my blood sugar was around 1700. Yes, 1700. To give you perspective on what that looks like for a non-diabetic person's blood sugars, a healthy range for blood sugars is between 80 and 120. So, the highest recorded blood sugar ever, actually in the US at least, is 2,656, and that was recorded in 2006. Being so young as a child, I don't remember very much as far as the weeks leading up to my official diagnosis, but I do vividly remember when I was in the emergency room. I remember I was in the bathroom stall, and I can vividly remember sitting on the floor, and I just constantly had this feeling of needing to throw up because of how sick I was, and I was so dehydrated, and I just remember not even being able to really stand up because of how weak and sick I was. I think I was around only 30 pounds at 4 years old, and I really do vividly remember being on the bathroom floor feeling like I was gonna die. And I remember my parents telling me that the nurses and physicians at the time said that I was lucky to be alive. So I really thank God every day for the opportunity to tell my story and to share this journey, because it truly has been a process getting to this place. I started doing injections straight out of the hospital at 4 years old. I was doing my own injections. My parents were super hands-on with my education with type 1 diabetes, and I learned very quickly how to care for myself to the best that I could at that young of an age. But I did manually inject insulin with a syringe and a pen for about 6 years, and then I finally got on the Medtronic Mini Med pump, and that was my first ever insulin pump. I was about 11 years old when I started that insulin therapy, and that changed my entire life in freedom with type 1 diabetes. So that is a little bit of my diagnosis story. It's obviously not all of it, but it gives you guys a little tidbit on that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my current A1C number. So my A1C has been in the low 5s ever since I was pregnant with my daughter Opal. My A1C currently is 5.6. So I am trying to maintain that to the best of my abilities. I am currently using the Dexcom G5, and I'm soon to be upgraded to the Dexcom G6. I would highly recommend using a continuous glucose monitor if you have the finances and insurance coverage to do so. It is life-changing. It is awesome to have those readings to help you adjust your insulin intake to better your blood sugar control. So I highly recommend that if you haven't already started that journey and process. So that's what I'm currently using. And I'm also looking to upgrade my Medtronic Mini-Med pump to a more high-tech pump. So I'm in the process of doing that as well in hopes to have even more control and flexibility in understanding and controlling my blood sugars. After having my daughter Opal, I realized how isolating it was being a type 1 diabetic mom, being a new mom, being a young mom with type 1 diabetes. And I wanted to have resources. I wanted to have access to breastfeeding resources, to what to expect when you have low blood sugars during the first trimester, all of the above. And I found very little information on that. And especially when I spoke to my endocrinologist about it, I had very little resources. And so now having gone through it, I feel that I want to share my personal experience. I am not a physician, I am not an expert, but I am someone who has gone through this. I am someone who is going through this, and I am passionate about advocating for myself living with this disease. I hope for a cure, and I want this to be a positive platform for talking about type 1 diabetes. And I want it to be real and raw and transparent. So that's what I'm going to be talking about here, is my personal experience. I live with type 1 diabetes and what it means to me now that I have a better understanding of it and a grip on it. So I'm going to just be sharing with you guys a little bit of my testimony as to where I'm at now and my lifestyle with it. Being a wife, a mother, and an entrepreneur, I am passionate about sharing the good, the hard, and the process. And I think that it's so valuable to have resources, especially for type 1 diabetics who are limited to having someone who can relate to them on a personal level. Going through my pregnancy with my first daughter, Opal, who's now 14 months old, that was extremely stressful. It was hard. And I had very little support in that and very little knowledge in my life of what that looked like as a type 1 diabetic. You know, entering a pregnancy for the first time is always a little bit scary and nerving, and but having a high-risk pregnancy and potentially having complications due to blood sugars, I learned a lot and I gained a lot of resources through research. And so I'm really excited to share that with you guys here, and I hope that it encourages a lot of you mamas and mothers to be, and especially you type 1 diabetics or moms with gestational diabetes. I hope that this relates to you in some way. And so I'm just here to encourage you. I hope that this encourages you. I hope it informs you. If you're not a type 1 diabetic, I hope that you learned something here. I hope that you guys will comment down below if you have any questions or want to see any videos on specific topics or concerns that you might have. My daughter Opal is going to be joining us for the rest of this video. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Good job! So I just wanted to kind of introduce the series, introduce myself a little bit, tell you guys a little bit about myself, and also welcome you to my channel and share a little bit about what I'm hoping for this series. You just woke up from a nap. So if you guys are wanting to learn more about type 1 diabetes, specifically about pregnancy,